thatmovieguyUK.
Hi everyone, welcome back. Maybe welcome for the very first time. And today on the channel we'll be talking about a film I've been very eager to discuss, and that is Francois Ozon Summer of '85, or Été 85 as it is called in France. Ozon is a director that I have championed for a very long time in my personal cinema going career, and I also love discussing any of his films when I can. And on this channel I've only ever been lucky enough to cover two of his titles, and that is L'Amant Double, or Double Lover, and By the Grace of God, or Grâce à Dieu as they call it in France. This kind of period in Ozon's career has been a lot more experimentative, I would say, and change in narrative and shock factors, I think. Especially going from Double Lover to By the Grace of God is a lot more straightforward than you expect, but with Summer of '85, something special seemed to be occurring, so let's get discussing. The film follows the story of friendship and love between two teenage boys at a seaside resort in Normandy in the mid-1980s. When 16-year-old Alexis capsizes off the coast of Les Reports, 18-year-old David heroically saves him. Alexis thinks he's just met the best friend of his dreams, but will the dream last more than one summer? Summer of '85 is a very endearing film for Francois Ozon, and you can sense this personal nostalgic wave that kind of cascades the whole film. It is not actually in a linear kind of process. The reveal of what has actually happened is at the beginning. I won't really discuss it, but once we go into this, we go into flashback mode. And this sense of flashback mode gives this nostalgia and a different kind of colorization to the film. It gives it a bit more vibrancy and how we sometimes sugarcoat maybe our experiences, but actually this was meant to be Ozon's very first film initially, and it's based on a British book, which is very funny when you think about it, and he's just transfixed it and changed it into a Normandy setting. And I think for me, looking at this film, it just sets you back to your own adolescence, and where we are experiencing so many things at the same time. We feel immortal, we are experiencing love, rejection, hatred, understanding. It's the trials and tribulations that we all kind of go through. And set in this LGBTQ plus setting, I think enhances it for Ozon and gives it more of a personal connection to him. There's obviously going to be parallels with this with other LGBTQ plus films, such as Call Me By Your Name, but I don't see the point in this. It really is a different kind of animal, a different kind of beast. And through this whole film, you just want to kind of feel out how this relationship is going to happen. But between Alexis and David, it is a kind of master and apprentice kind of relationship, I think. And you see Alexis as your main lead going into totally new horizons where he's kind of got a fragmented relationship with his parents at times, and we just see this relationship and a friendship blossoming. But as this can feel repetitive at times because it's done before, but I think there's this strange sense of connection that Ozon has, and you can feel his passion for this story, but at times the narrative does fizzle away a bit, and it doesn't always feel like it's being a fresh take on it. But that's just a very minor detail and a very minor issue I have with it. But you can sense his love for sharing this story. It is very vibrant, it has a lot of heart, but also it's a realization of this focal period in your life and how it kind of can shape you moving forward, but also it kind of cascades how memory is something that we all have to hold a lot closer. And in comparison to a lot of his films, I think it's a very strong film. It's not his best by a long shot, but I was very enamored by it, and it really is something very special. Félix Lefray and Benjamin Voisson, who are the two main leads, give this a bit more of an oomph to it, I think. I think it's all good to cascade it the way that Ozon did, but I think if this kind of connection didn't work, it would not necessarily be well executed. And I think having these two leads giving so much life and so much natural vigor to their own personalities, and they feel very real, and their connection is something that is quite fiery, but also you can see how they can push their own buttons. And I truly think that without these two leads, maybe Summer of 85 would not just have the same pull. But this is the thing about Ozon. Ozon is very careful with who he picks in his cast, and he always considers how things are going to balance. You don't always have to have the big names, but Francois Ozon within French cinema and world cinema in general is a big name enough to sell a film. Summer of 85 is out in UK cinemas on the 30th of October, I believe, through Ozon, and it has been out in various territories already. So if you've seen it, please let me know what you thought of it. Leave a comment in the comment section. What is your favourite Ozon film if you've not seen it, and are you actually looking forward to seeing this? Always eager to know what you guys think, and well, keep sharing the love, like, share, subscribe, do as you please. I'm almost at 500 subscribers, so if you could just give me a nudge to somebody that you think that might like my stuff, go for it, because I would really appreciate this next milestone. And as we normally say on this channel, Diolch, danke, obrigado, merci beaucoup, arigato, dankeschön, bitteschön, all the shins, and obviously never change. Bye.